Good morning, my dear loving children, and welcome back to Vidyanagar Public Schools online class. Today, we will start a new chapter, chapter 9 of your course book, page number 98 of your textbook. Okay, chapter title is Jew's Story. Before knowing about Jew, let's see who wrote this story, right? The story was written by Paul Securia, and this is an extract from Jew's story, which is written by Paul Securia. Paul Securia is actually a Malayalam short story writer and a novelist and essayist. And he is well known for his writing short stories that deal with social issues but in a matter of fact way. His works have been translated into English and other languages. So, do you want to see Paul Securia? Here he is, Paul Securia. So, let's see who is Jew. Are you ready? Yes, here we go. Jew is a very young girl who lives with her mother. Her father had been killed in a tragic accident a few years ago. Her mother is a domestic help and so many of the things that Jew uses: textbooks, school bags, lunch box, and umbrellas are second hand. However, Jew looks after all her things well and is a cheerful, practical girl. So, by reading this paragraph, what do you understand about Jew? How is she? Yes, she has lost her father few years ago and she's living with her mother, and her mother is working as a domestic helper, right? And she's working in so many houses. By that money she is looking after her daughter Jew, right? Yes. And what about Jew? Jew is using all second hand things she has got from other children, right? Yes, her mother will bring books of others to her because they are very poor. They cannot afford to have new things, right? But she does not show any kind of regret, or she does not show any kind of dislike towards all these things, right? She is ready to use these second hand things. Do you feel so? Let's see about the story of Jew. Are you ready? So listen to me very carefully and you can see through, you can read out at your textbook. Okay, using your textbook you can read with me, or you can listen to me and you can go through the lines in your textbook. Ju never thought of the gifts she received as being old. They were entering her life for the first time and therefore they were brand new as far as she was concerned. She felt as if she were making new friends. That was why she did not cross out the names of the original owners of the books before writing her own name. So she is not at all having any kind of dislike towards the second hand things. She uses these things as brand new things. For her, all these second hand things were brand new because she never had such things. She is getting all these things very as like for the very first time, right? So she is very happy with that as far as she is concerned. From her point of view, these are all very good things and these are all fine. And she hesitated to cross out the names on that textbooks, the real owners names, because she felt that all these people were her friends, as if she felt. And what is her name? Which was P.R. Manchu Pumaratil Ramu Manchu, right? Pumaratil was her family name, meaning upon the flowering tree. Okay. Ramu was her father's name. This year, Manju was moving up to class 8, division B. So she'll get promoted to class 8 and division B, right? Yes. Everyone called her Jew because that's how her mother called her. Ju thought her mother rationed her name too, like she did with rice, dal, salt, soap, oil, and so on. In any case, she loved being called Jew because most people remember it easily. There were some people who asked her if it was a Hindu, Christian, or Muslim name. She replied, "It's just a name." So what is this paragraph is talking about? She is a very funny way. She is saying that she thought her mother had rationed her name too, because we know what is ration, right? We will get ration from ration shops, right? Yes, in the shops. And why this government is giving ration? In order to make herself alive. We are not getting it lavishly, but we are getting in a little amount which we need to be alive, at least, right? So her mother is actually rationed her rice, salt, and all, because they were very poor. So she has to take care of her daughter in well manner, right? So she is saying in a funny way that she thought her mother rationed her name too, because her name is very short, Jew, very short name, right? Yes. But she liked her name very much, right? And she was asked whether she is Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, but all the time she replied, "It's just a name," right? Yes. So we'll understand her character. She is not at all worried about the caste and all, right? She is very intelligent girl, we can say, and we can say she is very cheerful and practical girl. Of course, there were size problems with the old dresses. Skirts were too tight or too long, and blouses were too large and too short. But Madhu, Ju's mother would beg Ali, with whom Ju's father had shared work, to alter them to suit Ju. Alter means to make changes. You girls might be doing this altering. When you purchase a dress, you will alter into according to your shape, right? Some dresses will not be suiting you, so you will just alter it to fit you comfortably, right? Same way, Madhu, Ju's mother, will also take certain dresses to Ali's show. Ali, who is also our Ju's father's friend, and they were all together. They both were doing their job together, but after the death of Ju's father, Ali is doing his job alone. So Ali used to alter Ju's dress. Okay. One day, Ju was surprised when an old lady she knew stopped her in the street, calling out to her, "Lissy." The old lady had mistaken Ju for her granddaughter. When she found out it was Ju, she embraced her and said happily, of course, my eyesight is not what it used to be. And you are Madhu's daughter. You look so much like my daughter, my granddaughter Lissy, in that dress." Then Ju told her, "Grandmother, I am wearing Lissy's dress." The old lady said and gazed at Ju. And then she took Ju's hands in her and said, "God bless you. You are a very beautiful girl." So Ju is actually wearing Lissy's dress. So her grandmother, seeing her, misunderstood that it is her granddaughter. But it was not her granddaughter Lissy. It was Ju who was walking in that dress. And that grandmother embraced her and said to her she is beautiful, and she blessed her. Okay, she blessed her. Ju asked her, "Grandmother, should I walk with you to the church?" No, I'm all right," she replied, and slowly continued on her way, taking a look at everything, occasionally peering at the passerby. Ju stood there wondering why Lissy's grandmother had called her beautiful. Nobody had called her that before. So we can understand the kind of characteristics she has, the character of Ju, right? She is having a helping mind, right? Yes, she was asking the grandmother that whether she needs her help. See, she is very kind towards the old people. Not only the old people, she is very kind, we will understand from this paragraph. And she is thinking why that grandmother called her very beautiful girl. She was thinking because nobody has ever told her that she is beautiful. Ju always found little keepsakes of the previous owners sleeping in the pages of the books her mother brought. What is that? You know, you also might be having this habit of keeping the colorful pages. When ma'am was very young, ma'am used to keep the feathers of certain birds, certain colorful pages. And when I was young, I used to keep butterflies, wings of butterflies which was fallen on the ground, and many things which looks very beautiful. I used to keep it inside my textbooks. Do you have such habit? That's good habit. Okay, that's something, that things are called keepsakes. Okay, keepsakes. So that things will give you some kind of memories, right? Yes, we will get some kind of memories. When I took out certain books of mine, very old books, so I saw certain things that I had already kept when I was young. So that gives me so much happiness. It's all old memories of mine, right? Yes. So Jo also found these kind of keepsakes inside her textbooks, because she is using the textbooks which has been already used by someone else, right? So those children would have kept certain things inside this textbook. So when Ju gets these books, what she sees, these keepsakes, these memories of those children. There were pictures of film stars, of football, of cricket players, of singers, and of gods and goddesses, dried flowers, peacock feathers, sometimes a little poem, and sometimes a prayer. Once Ju found a butterfly pressed between the pages of her geography textbook, dried up, brittle, and forlorn. Some dust of its wings colors had rubbed off on the pages, as if that was the last thing the butterfly had to give before folding them up forever. So what this paragraph is saying, yes, the things that she found inside the textbooks, what are they? Here we have list out the things. Okay, so she has found out a butterfly inside the textbook, and it has dried up in her which textbook? Geography textbook. Okay, and which got dried up, and it is brittle. Brittle means, yes, it's a very fragile, easy to break down. In such a condition it is. And forlorn means it is alone, very sad and alone, forlorn. And then there were postage stamps. Each stamp was like a mystery speaking silently to her. She had never received a letter in her life. She had watched the postman posting or passing their home and dreamt about his stepping into their yard with a letter in his hand. Nor had she or her mother written a letter. They had never brought a postal envelope, inland letter, postcard, or stamp. Sometimes she found unused stamps, but Ju couldn't think of using them to write to anybody but her father. But she knew he had no address. Dead people have no address. So she is thinking of this letter. She has never ever received a letter from anyone, and she has also never written a letter in her life. She used to get stamps from the old textbooks, but she never thought of writing a letter to anyone but to her father. She wanted to write a letter to her father, but what she's saying, she does not know the address of her father because he is already dead. He's not alive. So she is very much in love with her. She likes her father very much, right? Yes, she loves her father. She admires her father. But she can't write letter to her, right? So here we stop our class, and what is happening with Jew we will discuss in the next class. So what is your homework, you know? Your homework is you have to read this chapter twice, and not only that, you can do the comprehension part. Section A you can do at least the first two questions. You can do section comprehension part. Section A you can do two questions, and you have to read the textbook till we have taken. Okay, see you in the live session. Take care. Bye.